Alright class, so today we're going to be learning about solving triangles with the calculator. All solving means is that you're going to find an unknown in a triangle. So you know how to find a missing side length using Pythagorean theorem and two other side lengths. But what if you have a triangle where you have only a side length and an angle and you want another side length? Or say you have two side lengths and you want to find a missing angle. Then what you're going to use are the things that we learned in this lesson, and that's called solving a triangle. So before we actually do any work, I want to introduce you to a few buttons on the calculator. Before we even get started, we do want to make sure that both of our calculators are in degrees or radians depending on our problem that we want to be doing. So on the blue calculator, how you check whether you're in degrees or radians is right here. You can kind of see it says degrees. If you go to the button next to second, it says degree on it. Just hit that. These different options will appear, and rad stands for radian. If we hit enter, you can see it changes to radians here. But let's get started with degrees. So we're going to go back to degrees. Pretty easy. On your graphing calculator, it's equally easy. You can't check it by anything down on your screen, but you can just hit mode, which is also next to the second button, and then you can see the third option down. You can toggle between radians and degrees. We're just going to start with degrees. I did give you some words worth knowing that are buttons that we need to be familiar with. Make sure that you call these by their appropriate names, because it's easy to mix up reciprocal and inverse. But the reciprocal key is this little x -1 button. And basically, if you remember negative exponents, they make you move something to the bottom. So actually, the definition fits the definition of reciprocal. It's going to cause something to flip over. So that's why that's the reciprocal key. So if you look here on your blue calculator, it's in the second column, fifth one down, above the 7. That's your reciprocal key. And then on the graphing calculator, it's 4 buttons down in the first column. And you can see it does the same thing. Another key that we'll be using is the inverse keys. These allow you to undo a trig function, which we'll see in a little bit. But these are the buttons above sine, cosine, and tangent. So they are not the reciprocals. Okay, they are the inverse. So you can see really easily above sine, cosine, and tangent on the calculator. Those are in blue. So now that you're familiar with all of these, we're going to go ahead and get started. Before you do, if it's difficult for you to remember where those degree and radian switchover is and you want it in your notes, I would write that really big right here, because we're not going to use this space. So we're going to glue our foldable down here. So you can use this space to make any notes about keys on the calculator that you want.